Hello again, and welcome to Caerphilly Works, our fortnightly podcast aimed at bringing you news and information all about getting into work in Caerphilly. Today, we're going to be looking at something a little bit different. If you've ever been on any of our social media pages at Caerphilly Region, you may notice a few short videos from participants about the support that they've received from the team. Back in 2019, myself, a colleague, and June, the employment mentor that we spoke to a few weeks ago, went up to Pengham Library to speak with one of June's participants, Rebecca, who had recently got a job. Unfortunately, a few months later, the lockdowns came into effect and we weren't actually able to finish the video. So what we've done is taken the audio from some of that video, and with the power of a little editing, here is Rebecca's journey. Hi, so can you just tell us your name and how long you've been working with June and the Communities for Work Plus project?
Hi, I'm Rebecca Smith. I've been with Communities for Work Plus for 11 months, 10th of January 2019.
So what were you doing before you started working with June?
Well, I was on income support at the time, and then I moved address, which put me onto Universal Credit, which then they give me the option then to start looking more help to go into work, which that's when I met June through Lynette from Job Centre. And since then, we've been working hard, and yeah, we've accomplished a job at the end of it.
So had you been working before, or was this your first job?
I had a few little jobs. I worked with Domino's, I worked with BT, training with BT, and I did have a big gap, obviously, where I was unemployed with the children. And this is why they did get on older. I was like, right, now is my time to get into work, and yeah, they give me more options where I didn't have the support before, so now I had the help with the CV. I've had training, interview skills as well. You put me on one of the customer service, so I've grown in confidence. I've grown in everything really. So yeah, even though I was a bubbly, happy person anyway and talkative, but I've had a kick in the butt. Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about your first few meetings with June, what kind of things she went over and how things kind of progressed from there?
Well, the first few sessions was more like getting to know each other, what type of skills I had already and qualifications. And then obviously we spoke about what I wanted to work as like retail care. I was open-minded. I've always been open-minded. So I've been applying for like a few different types of jobs, but we more or less went in the care type route because that seems more lenient hours and term times and etc. So we went there, and I've had a few interviews. And more response than I did before June. Yeah, so quite happy really.
So what kind of support did June give you specifically? I'm guessing she went over the usual things like looking at your CV and...
Yeah, she supported me through CVs and like interview questions, so I sort of knew when interviews come along what to expect and etc. She's helped me through the training, so I know more than I did before. Like through the customer service, we've done first aid, paediatrics, so I know I do all my first aid. I've got my little card and my little certificates as well. We've done food safety, so I know obviously I do all the safety and etc. around the kitchen and what not to use and what to use and and we've also done the cost training as well, so which is one of the main things I needed really for this care worker side thing. So yeah, I've got everything. Hopefully I got everything I need.
So looking at, the list of qualifications, I guess, that would be useful to you in the jobs you were looking at.
Yeah, so we were trying to tick off the things if it wasn't going to go for the care things as well, which also we could use on different, like obviously the customer service would have been for retail, many different jobs really. Food hygiene would have been the food sector if I was to carry on the route of Domino's and stuff like that. So, but they've all interlinked together where it's also okay for the care section, so yeah.
So you've now got a job with Pobble. Can you tell us how that job opportunity actually came about?
Well, it was actually ordained to June because she spoke to a guy called Adam, which obviously got the contacts for Pobble, and I went to the business centre, and it was like an open day where they then showed videos and what they're all about and all the different care sections, because they got relief care, they got health they got mental health, they got different things. So obviously I picked and chose the applications I wanted to take. And then I had a phone call about 2 weeks later saying I've been the next step, and they wanted me to go and see someone then. And then that's when I heard, and I had a job then a few weeks later. And yeah.
So how did you feel when you got that call?
Excited. Awesome. I'm like, yeah. Something I've been waiting for, something that's needed to be happening for a long time, and I've had the help, and now I've achieved it, so very happy. Yeah, over the moon. I give myself a year. I said to myself, I want 12 months now, and I'm just going to go for it. And, well, mission completed.
So was there any kind of standout support that you had from June in particular, or anything you're thinking, do you know what, without that, I'd never have had a chance to get the job?
Well, I wouldn't have had the interview skills. I wouldn't have had the training, which before I had the training, I wasn't getting any interviews. I wasn't getting no response. But the response I've had now from job interviews, and people, even though they said the job wasn't available, but I've had the responses saying they have looked at my application, but I haven't taken the next step. But even those responses I wasn't getting before. So everything's just fitted into place and got me this job. And yeah, 2020, I'll be a working girl.
So is there anything else that you'd like to say about the support you got from June, or any negatives that you kind of had from your time with the project?
No, just amazing how much amazing June has put all her time and effort into helping me. It's like, even to the interview close, I was stuck. I was in a bit of a pit. I had an interview the next day, and she met me in Asda. She made sure I was kitted out for the interview, so I felt comfortable. And yeah, she's been a brilliant role model for me getting into work, so she's been awesome, yeah.
If there's anyone out there right now in a similar situation to you, who maybe, struggling a little bit finding work, what would you say to them?
So yeah, basically, if you're looking to go into employment, this is the best program. They help you with confidence building, interview skills, training. So this is the best program you need to get into employment, because they will definitely find you a job at the end of it.
So we're going to kick off today's opportunities with some jobs with the Kickstart scheme. So the Kickstart scheme provides paid jobs for universal credit claimants aged 16 to 24 who are deemed to be at risk of long-term unemployment and are not currently employed. It provides jobs with a minimum of 25 hours per week for up to 6 months. To apply or to find out more about the Kickstart vacancies, speak to your work coach at your local job centre. So our first Kickstart opportunity comes from the Citizens Advice Bureau in Bargoed, who are looking for a trainee assessor. Closing date on this one is the 30th of November. Our second comes from Blackwood, where Domino's Pizza are looking for an in-store team member, with the closing date of that being the 1st of December. And the final one comes from Caerphilly, where J Manny Limited are looking for a trainee stores/warehouse person, and the closing date of this one is the 20th of November. If you're looking for something different, the Go Connect team are launching 2 gaming hubs in the Caerphilly borough. The first of which will be in the Civic Youth Drop-In Centre in Senghennydd. That will be launching on November the 11th from 12 till 4 p.m. The second one they have is in Phillipstown Community House, and that will be launching on November the 9th from 1 till 3 p.m. For more information, search for Go Connect on social media. The Rec Rock Project are also holding a free 7-week online training course for anyone who is interested in getting involved in something a little bit more creative. They have songwriting, creative writing, music skills and art sessions all starting from November the 8th. Spaces are limited, so get in contact with them by calling 02921 202 980 for more information or to book your space. If you'd like a little taste of what it is you can do with Rec Rock, here's a song written by local Caerphilly Borough resident Mike with the support of the Rec Rock team. It's called The Ocean.
Warm ocean breeze gently on my skin, takes me to another place. This is where life begins, walking by the shore break, walking hand in hand. There's a sense the sea. When I'm by the ocean, you were here with me, sitting in the liner, riding down the line. It just lasts forever, just an overtime. Got to love the ocean, don't you love the sea? When I'm by the ocean, you were here with me. The tide is high and the surface clean. I feel a flow and it sets me free. Waves are breaking on the sand, it's such a lovely sound. Friends are by the campfire, the sun is going down. Beers are in the cool box, love and laughter all around. Got to love the ocean, don't you love the sea? When I'm by the ocean, you are here with me. Got to love the ocean, don't you love the sea? When I'm by the ocean, you are here with me.
So, as always, you can contact us by calling 01443 864 227, emailing communityregen@caerphilly.gov.uk, or by finding us on social media at Caerphilly Regen. This podcast is now available on a variety of podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Audible, and YouTube. On our next episode, I'll be sitting down with Ian and Kelly from the NET Project to have a chat about how the NET Project offers employment support for people who are currently in work. Until next time, stay safe, take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!
The Caerphilly Works podcast is a collaboration between Communities for Work, Communities for Work Plus, Bridges into Work 2, Inspire to Work, Working Skills for Adults, and NET. The Communities for Work employment support team is funded by the Welsh Government and the European Social Fund, working in partnership with Communities and Job Centre Plus.